This is The Space Shot, episode 93 for August 15th, 2017. Shifting priorities for the shuttle. Hey everyone, welcome to The Space Shot, your daily space history, pop culture, and news fix. I'm John Molnix. Today's episode is a bit shorter than normal. It's a busy few days leading up to the eclipse on Monday, and I'm preparing a lot of content for this weekend. Be sure to like the Space Shot Facebook page and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at John Molnix. I'm going to have some great stuff this weekend, so be sure to follow along online. I'm going to be at the Homestead National Monument outside of Beatrice, Nebraska, so if you're there, say hi. Now for the show. On August 15th, 1986, President Reagan announced that, quote, except in situations where there were overriding national security, foreign policy, or other reasons, the shuttle would no longer be used to launch commercial satellites. Originally, the shuttle had been proposed as the space truck of the Space Transportation System. During the Nixon administration, the Space Transportation System was envisioned as a fleet of different space vehicles designed to send humans and cargo into space. The primary parts of the Space Transportation System were a space station that could be designed to carry up to 100 people, a shuttle similar to the Space Shuttle for cargo and crew missions to low Earth orbit, a space tug that was chemically fueled, which would allow for movement between Earth orbits and to lunar orbit, and finally a nuclear-powered vehicle that would use the Nerva engine to take astronauts and supplies everywhere from Earth to the Moon to other planets. The only part of the Space Transportation System to survive the political and budgetary pressures during the years after Apollo was the shuttle component, hence the STS, or Space Transportation System, notation for all shuttle flights. The Challenger disaster forced NASA to reevaluate how it used the Space Shuttle. This quote from the Presidential Commission on the Space Shuttle Challenger accident in 1986 summarizes the situation that NASA was faced with. Quote, the nation's reliance on the shuttle as its principal space launch capability created a relentless pressure on NASA to increase the flight rate. NASA must establish a flight rate that is consistent with its resources. The cost of a single shuttle flight meant that it was never really a viable option for companies looking for a cost-effective way of reaching space. That, coupled with the long turnarounds between flights, kept the shuttle flying at most 4 times a year. Check out the show notes for more information on today's episode, and be sure to connect with me on Instagram and Twitter. Find me at John Molnix. I'm always up to chat. Let me know what you think of the show by leaving a rating in iTunes. It takes just a minute, and it makes a huge difference because it helps even more people find the show. I'd appreciate if you could share the Space Shot with your friends and family and anyone else that enjoys podcasts. Tomorrow, high-altitude jumps and solar flares. I'm John Molnix, and I'll catch you on the flip side.